Welcome to the Philosophy 101 show. I'll be speaking about free will and the Bible, free will and determinism. And free will is not a biblical term, it is a term of philosophers. Some philosophers define it in such a way that not even God has free will. For example, God is not free to sin. As discussed in previous podcasts, sin is what God does not do. The biblical concept of autonomous choice, commonly termed free will, is that people are free to act within their nature. Everyone's freedom has certain constraints. I'm not free to make myself a frog simply because I decide. We are a finite people. Humans have limits both physically and chronologically. We exist in a particular space. I am here, not here, and somewhere else at the same time. We live in a finite universe. There are limitations in the things around us.
Die Sonne scheint und es ist sehr hell. Außen an der Strand. Ich bin hier. Herzlich willkommen zu meinem Podcast für heute. Philosophie 101. Ja, wir sprechen über das Thema Freizeit. Will auf Deutsch. Ich muss übersetzen. Reasonability, responsibility, and hello and welcome to the Philosophy 101 show. I'm your host, Priska Mwangi, and our topic today, I want us to speak about free will and the infinite. So, let's talk about fate and determinism. Some would argue that genetics and environment, rather than human choice, determined their behaviors. And in the book Beyond Freedom and Dignity, published by Skinner Edgar, professor of psychology in the Harvard University, emphasized basic principles that would justify and explain how to modify the behavior of humans. So instead, you have a genetic makeup that enables you to read, and you have been in environments that have taught you to read, and you have come to this point in your life that this material has interested you enough to at least click the like button, subscribe, and also share with your friends. These causes behind each effect or mental factors that have affected you all this while, and the causes behind each effect behind our ability to analyze or verbalize. This belief that a person has an attitude, a sense of responsibility, concerns, and a will for this or that were anachronisms to Skinner. And the charade of non-physical things like ideas and choices are in fact predetermined chemical factors or chemical reactions that are no more open to change, and that rule of 2 plus 2 is 4 is not open to change anytime soon. So
We are certainly different people with different limitations and features. As image bearers of God, we are similar to Him, yet there are distinctions as well. People share the moral values of God's moral nature. A noteworthy distinction between people and God is that we are finite and God is not.
How do we exercise choices? Where does the choice come from? How do we understand it in light of the chemistry of the brain and the laws of nature? Some think it may actually be a physical process not yet designed by science that fosters the ability to make non determined choices. Suppose that in fact the human brain operates by physical principles, perhaps now unknown, that provide for free choice, appropriate to situations but only marginally affected by environmental contingencies. Our DNA and environment are causes in how we think. It does not mean that they are the only causes. Even within the confines of the contribution causes of genetics and environment, real choices can be made. For example, I have the genetic ability to process the proteins from a fillet of fish, and I have experienced how tasty the fish can be when prepared properly. Therefore, I might choose to eat it. However, these causes do not preclude the fact that I choose to eat it or not. These causes intermingle and work together. Jesus also spoke of the human will, distinguishing the choices of the people from those of God. As Jesus looked on the city of Jerusalem, about to enter it and meet his death, he exclaimed, "O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the city that kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to it. How often would I have gathered your children together as a hen gathers her brood, under her wings, and you are not willing. You're not willing." So, Jesus referenced real choices made by real people. People are not simply machines following their predetermined paths with no independent or autonomous choices in the matter. They bear moral responsibility for their choices. The laws of consistency in cause and effect reflect an important aspect of God's nature. Something in us screams, "I have a choice." This is the reason we instinctively hold people accountable for bad deeds. We are not predetermined machines without moral responsibility. We make real choices. So, God did not make us mere machines, and we have the ability to choose, uh, and that makes us morally responsible. So, in a moral sense, as well as in artistic sense, and the Bible claims we are creators made in the image of the Creator. So, his actions are not determined by anything other than his own character. Therefore, the biblical view places people in the camp of those who believe humans can make real choices and be held morally accountable for those choices. It does not remove the influence of hereditary and environment, but it does not make those fully determinative of all actions. So, if you have an opinion regarding this topic, you can drop your comment below the comment section, and I hope that we'll continue uh, getting to know the free will and the dignity of the free will. So get the book Beyond, the book written by this philosopher, Skinner Edgar. Yeah, it's the Beyond Freedom and Dignity. And until next time, have a good one.